Melvin became the Toxic Avenger. The first super.
Who didn't see this coming? Oh, that's right. Nobody saw this coming except yours truly. Yeah, this whole network blackout with the PlayStation. Yeah, this was a given, guys. This was definitely a given. And I know that a lot of you are probably disappointed, or some of you are trying to play yourselves off as like, no, no, it's okay. I can survive. I can survive without, my live service games like Marvel Rivals, Black Ops 6, and a whole bunch of other ones like First Descendant. Or some of you that are I don't know, I guess more involved with the multiplayer aspects of certain games, like for example, showing you right here Space Marine 2, one of my favorite games. Unfortunately, there's a lot of mistakes that Saber themselves are making with the game, but I digress. I'll make a video follow up of my concerns over the game as well. But yeah, there's tons of people on Facebook, on X, on YouTube, and they're all, like pouring their hearts out on how certain titles and games don't work without the internet and without their subscription live service. Oh, I feel so sorry for you. Not. I don't feel sorry for you. I don't empathize with any of you because this is something that I saw coming a long time ago, since 2014, guys. This is 11 years ago. It's been 11 years since I actually talked about how this is a bad thing. Though I have noticed it since PS3, when the service went down for like, what is it, like a month or two or three? I don't remember. It's been so long. But since 2014, one of my first videos on this channel, I've talked about how there's a lot of certain types of titles out there that lock a lot of features and content without internet or live service or a subscription requirement. And this is something I saw happening again. I mean, it seems like it happens with almost every generation after the PS2. PS3 went through it, PS4 went through it, now PS5, and eventually even the PS6. You'll remember me when it happens, and I'm telling you right now, it's a given. It's gonna happen. And one of the things that I like about what happened is I take it personally, but not personally like, oh, you know what, fuck Sony, they screwed me over because I don't get to play my stupid online only live service games. No, I take it personal because this is something that I've talked about for a very long time. For a very long time. Ever since PS4, and I don't know about you guys, but on the PS3, I remember that you were able to rip CD music onto your PS3, and in some games, not a lot of them, but like maybe Killzone 1 or 2. No, actually no, Killzone 2. On Killzone 2, you were able to access your ripped music and listen to it while you're playing. And I mentioned this on Facebook back in the day, that the PS4 is missing a lot of features that the PS3 had, and that includes also ripping CD music directly onto the console itself. And I had this one jackass, snobby little piece of shit, probably a Gen Z, or I don't know, maybe a late millennial. I don't know. I didn't really give a fuck about anything, but I know that they were a lot younger than me. And they were calling me a boomer, and that it's all about digital only, and that I should get with the times, and that it's a progressive, to save on space because who wants all that clutter? Well, guess what, assholes? Look, you're looking at it. You're looking at it. You know what good it is to have all that clutter? Um, First, I don't have a license agreement where I don't care if it's Sony or Microsoft can't pull the plug on that game because the supposed license is expired or some shit like that. And you've seen that happen in a lot of games, guys. Don't lie to me and say that it didn't. Let's see what else. That they can just decide to pull the game entirely from the marketplace or the store, therefore making it obsolete. Kind of like it was on the Xbox with the Cybertron titles. That if you had it on physical on Xbox 360, you can play it on the Series X. But I don't know. But a lot of these people right now are, I wouldn't say worried, but they are really concerned over this, and they should be. You all should be concerned about what happened, because how much are they charging for PlayStation Plus exactly? I mean, I know that a lot of you are probably going to say, "Well, I just paid for the whole year, so, this and this and this." But that's money lost, guys. That's money lost, and Sony isn't going to give you back the hours or days that you're missing out and add them to your account. They're not going to do that. That's not how they work. They can care less about the amount of time that you miss out on your live service or your subscription. Granted that there's still a lot of features on the PS5 that still work. I mean, you can still watch Hulu, you can still watch Paramount, you can still watch Netflix, you can still watch YouTube. But I like how they try to play it off when you go to the page and then they say that some features won't be working. I think the most important features for the PlayStation are multiplayer and live service and communications. That means that you get to talk to your friends and whatever. But those are the most important features on the PlayStation, and they try to play it off as like, well, some. No, no, all of the most vital features on a PlayStation 5 are not working due to their servers going down. And it's all happening so close to each other. I mean, you have Jake Ryan being demoted, and they got these two other guys to be in charge of, being CEOs of Sony and stuff. And I guess they're gonna try to rework a lot of crap that's going on, especially the fact that they're no longer supporting live service games. I guess because they had a lineup. I know for a fact that they had a lineup of live service games, and it's just not going to happen anymore. And I'm glad. I'm glad that they actually retracted on making more live service online only games, because to be honest with you, it's poison. It really is. Live service online only games, they're poison. They really are. I mean, especially if they're premium. Like for example, good old Black Ops 6. You know how that game, you actually have to pay a full price in order to use it, as if you were playing Warzone. You actually had to pay $70 for that fucking title, only to be left in the dust, being hung out to dry, in the sense that hey, so PlayStation guys, the servers are down, and that Call of Duty Black Ops 6 fix that you wanted, yeah, it's not gonna happen. And if you wanted to play bots for both regular multiplayer or even zombies for that matter, yeah, you won't be able to do it. Oh, what's that? Then you can just go off and play campaign all over again? Yeah, that's not gonna happen either. You know why? Because the game is online only. When I found out that Black Ops 6 was completely 100% online only, I even told my wife, I was like, you know what? Fuck that shit. I don't want the game. And I have all of the titles, guys. I have all the titles for Call of Duty. And I'm a huge Call of Duty buff, and so is my family. But when I found out about that, I said nuts to that. I don't want it. Not even for Xbox Gold or anything like that. I don't want it. I don't want it at all. I played the campaign. It was completely lackluster. Played zombies, also lackluster. Multiplayer, same bullshit, different title. More hackers, modders, all this, bullshit, that Ricochet not working and stuff. Not being able to access my purchased or unlocked content offline. You know how that whole deal, goes with me complaining about that always over and over again. And this serves as a lesson and an example on why it is that it's so important that games, and I mean all games, including the so-called free-to-play, they should be free to download and play, should have all features offline. It doesn't affect these developers in any way if they would make all of these games offline optional and having all features unlocked. Why do I say that it shouldn't bother them? Because it shouldn't bother them. And I know a lot of you are probably going to say, well, because there's a lot of people that would mod the game, blah, blah, blah. Well, did you know that if they do, on certain titles, they get banned or locked out? You know that, right? They're not allowed to participate in online activities. So that's a complete and total waste of your time trying to argue that with me, because it really is a waste of your time to argue that. Um, but I've seen this coming ever since, guys, and I'm not surprised. I'm not disappointed either. I don't depend on certain titles in order for me to access them. I really don't. And I'm better off because now I don't have to worry about it. Like, for example, Destiny, or Marvel Rivals, or Call of Duty, or Warframe, or First Descendants, or any other fucking game out there that requires both internet and subscription and online service account. I don't have to worry about that. There are certain games that I like to play that unfortunately still do require you to have some sort of live service account, like for example Space Marine 2. You can't play PvE and level up your character and weapons because if it's not connected to the internet, it doesn't count. Yet they still allow PC gamers to mod the shit out of the game, and they're completely okay with that. But at the same time, that's the reality of the thing. And I'm glad that it did happen. I'm glad that it did. Hopefully, this does serve as an example to a lot of you that it's not good to participate or allow or support online only live service types of titles. That you should demand that all features on certain games be completely accessible with or without internet. These are things that everybody needs to take the time and stop being an egomaniac and admit that you were wrong in supporting this crap and start saying, you know what, you're right. We really shouldn't be okay with any of this. We shouldn't be restricted and we shouldn't be limited. Power to the player, like it used to be for GameStop. It really should be like that in a lot of things because we are the ones that buy them. We are the ones that play them. So we should demand that all features on a lot of and all games, features on all games be 100% accessible. Why? Because maybe situations like this wouldn't repeat itself and people wouldn't feel like crap because of it. Bottom line is, guys, is that the PS6 is already, I guess, scheduled to come out in 2027, which gives the PS5, I guess, what, 3 more years of life before they decide to do that. But if you remember, the first plan for Sony when they talked about the PS6 was to make it full digital. And I know that a lot of people voiced their opinion and they said, no, we don't want it full digital. Why? Because of things like this. Things like this are the reason why full digital is a bad thing. Because unless you make whatever console you're on your primary console and you're buying digital only, they'll get locked out. You know what I mean? And then not only that, but the fact of the matter is that wasn't it Sony also the ones that said that they were going to cancel all their physical media production, Blu-rays and games alike? But then they retracted by saying that the PS6 will be disc-based as well. I mean, obviously they're going to give us the option once again, and it shouldn't be an option to be honest with you. Either disc-based or digital only. You know what? Here's the problem with that: there shouldn't be an option. I think, in my opinion, in my humble opinion, in my experiences playing games since Atari, because I am a Gen X, but it's better to have it in your possession than worry about the license of certain titles expiring and you not being able to play them ever again unless they decide to bring it back. That's not a good thing, guys. It really isn't. They're restricting you from playing the games that you buy. That's not a good thing. And removing physical media is not a guarantee that whatever games or titles that you buy are 100% safe and that they belong to you entirely. There's no guarantee in those things, guys. And I would hope that a lot of you learn from this third situation of the network going down and stop with the online only is better, digital is better, physical is for relics and older people. No, I hope this really does serve as a lesson for all of you and you start appreciating the fact that you do need physical, offline, all access to all content, DLCs, bundles, whatever. All of that stuff should not be behind a wall of live service or subscription or internet. It really shouldn't. It's our games, it's our content, It's our time and it's our money. Even though some of you depend on mommy and daddy to do it for you. But still, though, I have all my games in my library, physically speaking, and I don't have to worry about this crap. I don't depend on live service games. I really don't. Back in the day, I did with Destiny and some Call of Duty titles. But not anymore. I'm done with all this crap. And I can't help to actually laugh at people that even talk about their PlayStation portals not working and that they can't stream their games. Keep, go ahead and keep paying for those live streaming bullshit subscriptions for Sony because you won't be able to play your shit. You won't be able to do crap in your PlayStation portal. It's a brick. It's a fucking brick. That's what it is. I will never buy that garbage. I will never buy that fucking thing. Why? Because it's garbage. It really is. It's crap. PlayStation Portal is crap. When I found out that it didn't even have any kind of cartridge or you couldn't even play it independently from the PS5 by, I don't know, putting your digital games in there, even though it wouldn't really work at all because you'd have to make your PlayStation Portal your primary console. But when I found that out, I was like nuts to that shit. I am playing along. Fuck no. But you know what? Teach their own, and I guess you're gonna pay for it literally. But you know what? That was my rant. And let me know what you think. Are you still playing on the PS5? And if so, what titles? And are they offline? Are they optional? Are they split screen? And if so, do you feel a lot better knowing that you have those things, those games, and you don't have to worry about any of this drama that's happening right now with the network? And if so, please just leave your comments on the bottom. Let me know what game you have and you would recommend. And to those that are waiting on Sony to give an explanation over the blackout, please leave a comment down below and let me know what digital online only live service games you're playing that you're hoping to play in the next few hours, days, probably weeks. Uh, and you know what? If you liked what I had to say, my stupid rant, please leave a like, subscribe, and share with other people, guys, because there's not a lot of YouTubers out there that are telling it like it is. A lot of them are still simping for Sony, and I'm not. I tell it like it is. So I don't know. And until then, guys, to everybody with offline, single player, split screen, couch co op games, game on. And to everybody else, well, lesson lived, lesson learned.
Heard you took a turn for the worse.